All right, guys, welcome to session 2. Back here with Gene, and yeah, we got a few more questions on this one, and let's rock and roll, man.
Excellent. Great. So this section, we're going to talk about getting started. So how can somebody like myself with no skills get started? What do you recommend?
Yeah, so you're just getting started with no skills at all. The best thing you can do is find the right people to listen to. Follow the right, steps that's been proven to work already. You don't have to fix the broken wheel, right? If you're just getting started in e-commerce, this is how there's no better way than to follow the right people. I've spent 5,000 here, 10,000 there, 1,000 here, 2,000 there, on different courses and a whole bunch of baloney and crap that wasn't worth it. It's a big waste of my time, energy, money, and everything. And later on in another session, we're going to be getting into. It's actually the fourth session. I'll be getting into who you should follow. So definitely keep staying in tune with this, and I'll definitely get back to that. But yeah, that's the best way I can answer this question is to follow the right person. Know what you want. Going back to that last video, like I mentioned, knowing if you want more of a cash flow business or a long-term business, right? And then doing some really big due diligence as to which field you're getting into. What's the landscape look like? If you were a bird, you're looking down to the whole map of everyone and anyone who's in your direct competition, right? Who's selling a similar product, but theirs is just a little bit different, or these three or four companies are selling like basically the same product, but you know exactly how they're marketing it, the product, who their demographic is, all that stuff. Once you get really dialed down, even just as a beginner, right? Once you really focus into what you're getting yourself into and not rush into just being desperate to start making money right now, the better off you're going to be. Even if it takes you 2 or 3 months to start making some money, versus some of these people who are going on Amazon or on YouTube, I mean, they're like, oh, my first week on drop shipping, I'm making $10,000 a day in sales or whatever, right?
Hmm.
Um, First of all, a lot of that stuff's crap.
I was
But
going to say, I was wondering if that stuff is real.
I mean, dude, I know some people who have done that, right? But this was like years ago, man. Before, like, there's hundreds of thousands of people doing drop shipping. Facebook ads were cheaper, way less competition, people selling the same products. I mean, this was a completely different time of day, right?
Mhm.
But but yeah, I mean, as far as no skills getting started, follow the right person, do the right due diligence, the right research, know what yourself getting into, take your time into choosing a really good product.
Great. Thank you. And, somebody like me, I do have a little bit of IT background. Where is the best place for a beginner to start, like with experience or without experience? Do I have any transferable skills I can leverage on, or am I
Yeah,
starting from
so
scratch?
that's a great question, man. So this also goes back to what kind of business you want. If you just
Hmm.
want to get your feet wet and start like a little cash flow gig and
Hmm.
like learn the ropes of ecom, right?
Hmm.
That's probably where I would start. Is maybe more like a a cash flow type business, right? Just
Okay.
to keep your feet wet, knowing how to operate Shopify, email lists, operating the apps, how to do some Facebook and Instagram marketing, which is like the main two places for social media marketing. Uh, you know where I would start if I was anyone just starting out? I would start a print on demand store, which is
Okay.
technically drop shipping within the United States, right? So you
Hmm.
have clothing, you have hats, you have mugs, you have accessories like bags, you have blankets, pillows, shoes. You have all these different things from these different companies who are print on demand companies, watches, or another big one. You have all these different things that you can do. Different companies offer different products, different pricing, different shipping times. But there's so many amazing things you can do with that. Now, what I would focus on heavily is trending products and even more so before training products, I would say uh, getting into holiday products, right? So we have Father's Day coming up. I would be selling coffee mugs, tumblers, anything with Father's Day. You are the best dad. Thank you for everything. Blah blah blah. Right? Because
Okay.
people are actively like trigger happy to be buying something. It's like quarter four, right? November
Hmm.
and December. Everyone is just looking to buy products, right? So like ad costs might go up, but your sales are going to go up as well, right?
So, so walk me through how I would do that. Let's pick like Father's Day, a mug. So,
All right, cool. Let's
yeah.
do that. Yeah, so you would make a Shopify store.
Hmm.
You go find a print on demand company. So there's quite a few different ones, man. There's like WC Fulfillment. There's Pillow Profits. Uh, there's quite a few of them. Custom Cat. I'm not sure if Custom Cat has mugs or not.
Okay.
Um, but you go pretty much go on Google, type in print on demand companies in America. Go into Facebook groups, ask them which ones they prefer to use for these
Hmm.
different types of products. But you want to try to stick to you can. And by the way, you can have multiple print on demand companies. They each have their own app, and you connect that app to your Shopify store. So
Okay.
you make that store, you can have different products coming from different stores, right? Um, if somebody buys a coffee mug from you, and that's coming from whatever Custom Cat, and let's say somebody was buying a pair of shoes from you, that's coming from Pillow Profits. Obviously, your customer service needs to be aligned. So telling people, hey, like your products are on the way, but they're being shipped at a different time, right?
Okay.
So you would need to go in there into these different stores to say, hey, like which of these stores have like different accessories, different products that like my dad would like, right? There's there's like etched jewelry even. There's one called Shine On. That's a really cool jewelry one. So you can get like jewelry from them. Basically, you go and do all your research, find some really cool things. Another way of doing research too is going and finding other stores that are doing print on demand and look at see what they're doing for Father's Day, right? So that's another cool trick of figuring out what other people are doing, what's working for them. How can you implement the same thing? So change up the design some. Take the same type of saying that it had on there. I love you, Dad. You are the best. You mean the world to me, right?
Okay.
You can keep like somewhat the same message. Change up the design some. Put it on the same coffee mug or a tumbler, and start selling that product. Now, the reason why this works so well again is that people are just trigger happy. They're looking to buy something for their family, and here you are putting a product in front of them on their timeline. Even if they're not actively looking at that very moment, it's like a really nice reminder. Like, hey, I need to actually get this for my dad. Oh wow, this looks super cool. Like, actually, why don't I just buy this right now for my dad? You know,
Okay.
Father's Day is coming up. So this works for Mother's Day. This works for Valentine's with jewelry, especially, right? Just crush on Mother's Day and Valentine's for jewelry, which have already passed. So if you're
Mm.
looking to the rest of the year, man, you got Father's Day, you got
Thanksgiving and
oh yeah, Thanksgiving, you got
4th of July. Yeah.
Halloween, you got
Yeah.
4th of July, you got all this
Uh-huh.
cool stuff that you can do. Um, that's where I would start personally. Is
Okay.
like holiday themed products and products that are very trendy.
And just to be clear for the folks and myself, Shopify is an actual, is that like an online store? Do I need to create my own website?
Yeah,
How
so
that
it's a
kind of,
platform to create an e-commerce store. Yeah, and it's the
okay.
best one that's out there. There's like WooCommerce, BigCommerce. There's these different
Hmm.
ones. However, with the platform that you have to the developers that are handy to that know how to work on Shopify to help
Hmm.
you with building your store if you need it,
Hmm.
the applications that you have that you really do need to run an efficient front end all the way to back end um, e-commerce brand. Everything that you need is on Shopify.
Excellent. Excellent. That was a wealth of information. So let me ask you, Father's Day is a month away. let's talk about timeline. How long would it take for somebody like me or just starting out to be proficient at doing that?
If you're just getting started, man, you've never done Facebook ads before, you never built a Shopify store before, and a lot of people out there say, "Oh, you could do it," blah blah blah. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of people who are just trying to get your money, right? Because they're selling a course. I don't sell shit, so
Mm,
I'm not looking to do that to people. I mean, if you had a lot of time on your hands, could you learn and implement and have stuff selling before Father's Day and start making
a month
some
away?
decent money? I mean, maybe, but you have to
Okay.
consider that it takes some products, a week, 10 days for these print on demand products to reach your home. So really, you only have like 3 weeks, and
Okay.
that's like pushing it, right? So if you've never built a store before, you've never connected apps, you've never um, ran Facebook ads,
Mhm.
you gotta imagine it takes time to put yourself in a position where you're doing all of these things step by step and you're doing it correctly. You got to think that whenever you start a business, there's
Mhm.
always hiccups, there's always frustrations and things that are holding you back,
Mhm.
obstacles that come in the way that you didn't even expect happening. So, can someone do it? Yes, if you have a lot of time and you're ready to and you have the right mentor and you're following the right steps, you could probably start, a brand new store up and start making some money. Sure, but the question is, will you be profitable? As a
Okay.
brand new beginner or the brand new uh, site up where you don't really know how to optimize the site correctly for sales and for revenue, uh, not knowing how to do Facebook ads correctly yet, running into troubles here, running into troubles there. I would rather tell someone like you who is just starting out to not put that frustration and stress on your shoulders and trying to start making money so quickly before Father's Day,
Okay.
because you're just asking. It's just basically like desperation. Like, hey, like, hey, I can start making that money now, 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 now. Where it's like uh, a lot of beginners getting into e-commerce. That's kind of like their
For
mentality where
sure.
they're stuck in,
Yeah.
and they're also programmed to think that way because all the um, dimwits on YouTube who say, "Hey, you can start making money now with $5 at Facebook ad spend," and it's completely not true. Um, so yeah, I mean,
What's a realistic time would you say somebody should give themselves then?
you know what? I would really say that giving yourself a few weeks of really learning the Facebook business, ads manager platform, learning Shopify, learning how to connect everything, doing your research, following the right steps from a mentor, of knowing that you're doing all the right steps. I would say at least a few weeks or so. And that's also going into conjunction with all the product research you need to do as well, right? Which takes even more time. So if you've got a full-time job or you got a family that you're raising, you only have a couple hours or hour a day to spend on getting started with e-commerce. You can look at a much longer time, right?
Hmm.
Um, but anyone can get started in this space. It's really the more you know and the stronger your mindset is, and the more experience you have, the right knowledge that you're getting from the right mentors. All those, every single one of those things play a huge key into how long it would take you to be proficient in it. But I would definitely say that finding the right mentor, getting into the right mastermind, and that's going to shortcut everything for you. As far as putting a time label on how long it's going to take Eugene or anyone else, it all depends on how much time you have in a day to actually work at it, and what you're really focusing on. And what you're
Hmm.
focusing on goes back to having being in the right mindset, right mastermind, having the right mentors. Because if you're not doing those things, you're probably learning from the wrong people, and all that time you're putting into it now, it's just all time wasted because you have to go back and reset everything. So just be very wary on that.
Thank you so much. I could totally see that. As my side hustle is real estate investing as well, and I see a lot of parallelism to, I spent a lot of time and money on products and gurus that, didn't really know stuff. So until you get connected with the right people, then, your learning curve starts to go up. So yeah,
Sure.
definitely can see the correlation to that. And thank you so much for answering the section on getting started.
You're welcome, man. And hey, everybody, we're going back to session 3. Got a few more questions there, and we have one more session after that. So see you there.